Am I live? Perfect. Amazing. Hi. Okay. This is much better. Now I can actually invite folks to come live with me. All right. Let's get into it for today. Friends, I actually want to hang on. I just want to do one quick thing. I just want to quickly, can I erase this? Delete it. Delete. Delete. Okay. I'll have to do it later. All right. Are there any Doctor Who nerds out there? Delete. Okay, we're gonna do it. Office hours. Let's go. I have a list of some fun questions, and I know as folks pop on, you'll have some questions as well for us to go through. I actually want to check one more quick thing. You know, friends, I would love to be the kind of person who's organized, but let's let's be honest. It's probably never going to happen. All right. Okay, so we got some questions here. I'm going to grab these. Hopefully folks are going to join us. I know this is Darby's question. So hopefully, Darby, you're going to be joining us here shortly. In the meantime, I'm going to put it on here. There we go. Let's see if there's more questions. Life's way too short to be organized. We've got Heather. Heather, did you ask a question? Yes, you've got a question here. Wait for you to come on. And one more from Shauna. How to do better posts. Pretty general, but we'll get into it. Okay. We've got this one, and then I've got some questions as well here. So I'm going to wait a few minutes for folks to come and join us. If this is your first time here and you're still here, because I know I'm being a bit of a hot mess this morning, this afternoon, welcome. It is a very hot, gorgeous day here in Vancouver again. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. You and I are going to hang out here today, and then I am done. I might do a little bit more work, and then I think I'm going to walk myself down to the beach, maybe have a little bit of an ice cream cone, and chill out at the beach for a bit. I've got a really fun book I'm reading right now called, what's it called? Can I remember the name? Let me show you. It's so freaking good. Oh, it's so freaking good. That is not my Kindle. That is my bank. Hang on. It is called, is it Lesser Demons? Yes, Lesser Demons. It's so good. It's called Lesser Demons by, I will tell you the author. I can't. Let me grab the link for you and share it. It's so friggin' good. It's a friend of mine. Her friend wrote it, and it is like, I am obsessed with this book. I cannot. It's so freaking good. Lesser Demons. Let me check it out on Amazon. Let me see on Amazon. Where are you? There you are, right there. Okay. Oh, book one. Oh, that's right, because I think book two is coming. I'm sharing the link, and I know this isn't business related, but it's happening. Lesser Demons book. Oh, it's so good. Okay. If you're into like fantasy, it's really, really good, like sci-fi fantasy kind of stuff. Okay, so yes, hi and welcome. My name is Lindsay. My company is called The Radical Connector. I am a super nerd for anything entrepreneurship related, especially business development related, how we connect with our customers and facilitate sales in a way that feels good. Everything I teach is based on consent and ditching the old school manipulative, sell at any cost tactics. How do we actually connect with the people who are looking for us right now with money in hand, and then make it clear and easy to buy from us? That is it, simply put. Of course, the work I do is not that simple. We get really into the details of your business foundations, your business structure, and then understanding your own customized marketing and sales strategies to make sure everything is aligned. So if you are watching this, you are most likely part of my How to Entrepreneur membership. It's a little $9 membership that I run. Let me get you the link for that. If you're not a part of it, you can join. The people who are a part of this are the folks who get priority. They are the ones that get their questions answers. They get to join me up on stage. Also, it's a really cool membership where I share every week. You get a new visibility strategy, marketing visibility strategy, and a sales script. So I'm going to share that with you. Amazing. If you're not a member, come and join us. It's a really fun little membership. A lot of value, and we have a fun Facebook community. And then, of course, we hang out here once a month to answer your questions. I know that it is the summer, and so people are away. People are off doing things. That's fine. I'm going to still show up for you. If we have people come on, amazing. If not, I have some questions that I will go through with us today. What else can I tell you? Obviously, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already a subscriber. I promise, I know, I keep saying I'm going to make videos. I have like 20 videos written down that I want to make. I just have to do it. I've got some time off this summer, so I'm going to make a whole bunch of videos for y'all and start putting those out there. But one of the videos I'm going to make, and I actually want to talk about first today, I don't know what to title it. The video doesn't have a title yet, but I want to talk about the 5 areas that your business might be broken. And I'll hear from a lot of folks. The people that I work with are the people who are like, I'm working so hard. Nothing is happening. I'm getting a bit of sales here and there. There's no real traction. I feel like I've got all these puzzle pieces and I can't put it together in the right way. And of course, a lot of times what's happening, especially with the prevalence of all these courses and, TikTokers and Reels and Instagram creators and influencers and books and coaches, there's just all these people, programs, 12-week program for this, 8-week program for that, membership and online business and email marketing and start a course. And, oh, don't worry, you don't have to have an email list to start a course. And, there's all these courses and programs and blah, blah, blah out there. And the problem that we're seeing happen, I'm going to try not to rant. The problem that we're seeing happening is that all of these programs, courses, whatever, none of it is customized. Okay. So all that's happening is you're getting somebody else's template that worked for them. And they're saying, here, it worked for me, so it's got to work for you. And if it doesn't work for you, it's because you have a bad mindset or you don't believe in yourself. Bullshit, right? Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to swear. Okay, whoops. Anyways, so we get all these people here, all these entrepreneurs who are taking this course and reading that book and following that TikToker and doing, this 8-week program. And they're doing all these things. And so they're gathering their puzzle pieces. But the problem is they're all different puzzle pieces. You're trying to build a solar system, right? And the puzzle pieces that you're getting belong to like an underwater sea adventure and then a day at the zoo and a picnic with your friends. And you have all these random puzzle pieces that you're trying to put together. And you're like, why is none of this working? Well, it's because you're not using your own puzzle pieces, first of all, and because nothing matches, nothing fits, right? So much of what I do is getting folks to understand the basics of business strategy, right? The basics of fundamentals of marketing, right? And of sales, and how these puzzle pieces you need to build your own puzzle pieces based on your audience, right? Your programs, your offerings, your prices, your messaging, your marketing, your sales, and also your personality and your capacity and the way that you want to approach your business and entrepreneurship in the first place. So when I say all this, there are 5 areas generally that we are out of whack, 5 things that are not working and are broken somewhere in our business that we need to tune into. Because of course, the entrepreneurs who are able to tune into what's not working and pivot and tweak into it is working the fastest are the ones that are going to succeed. The folks because things don't work, friends. Things don't work in business. They don't work. And you got to figure that out, right? You don't just wake up and go, I want to make a business. And then overnight, you're a millionaire. That's not the way it works. A lot of it is doing things wrong until you figure out the right way to do things for you, for your business, for your market, right? So it's normal for things to be broken. And the people who are going to grow are the ones who are going to figure that out the fastest. Number 1, what might be broken is your market. And let me tell you what I mean by that. The 2 questions I ask every single client or every single person that comes through my programs, 2 questions that we ask before anything else. What do you want to spend your time doing? Who do you want to spend your time doing it with? Right? What do you want to spend your time doing? Those are your revenue streams. Those are the things you're getting paid to do, right? Who do you want to spend your time doing it with? That's your market, right? Those are your customers, your clients, right? And so when I say to someone, your market, where you could be broken is your market. What that means is that you are either talking to the wrong people, right? Or you're talking to the right people, but you're missing the mark. You don't understand them. You don't understand what they truly want, right? And so a lot of times, folks, let me think of an example. Oh man. Oh, I can't think of. I got no examples on me. I'm in summer brain mode. My brain is not turned on. Okay, here's an example. I'll use myself. When I first started my company back in the day, like ages ago, it was called the Networking Boutique, right? And I wanted to teach entrepreneurs how to lighten the load of the heavy lift of getting a business off the ground with networking. How do you grow faster and easier with networking? And so Networking Boutique, I'm going to teach entrepreneurs how to network. It's going to be amazing. Okay, so I was busy, but the people that were hiring me were not entrepreneurs. It was people in corporate. right? I was going in and doing corporate workshops on how to network. I was working with people within the corporate world to help them with their networking, but also randomly things like confidence and public speaking and social anxiety. People would hear me speak, they would meet me and they'd be like, I don't know what you're selling, but I want to buy it. And they were working with me. But it was all in the corporate world. And what did I say? What do you want to spend your time doing? And who do you want to spend your time doing it with? I didn't want to work necessarily with corporate folks. I really wanted to access entrepreneurs. I wanted to work with new entrepreneurs who are so freaking amazing at what they do, but they were not getting sales. They were not growing their business. And so I had to really look at, is what I'm selling the right thing, because my market is wrong. I'm hitting the wrong market. So in your own business, that is the very first thing you need to look at. Am I either marketing myself to the wrong people, or is what I'm selling the wrong thing for the market I want to work with? And that brings us to number 2, what might be broken, which is that you're offering the wrong thing. You're selling the wrong thing. Okay. So in my case, I was selling the wrong thing because the people I wanted to work with, what they were coming to me and asking for was support in marketing and support in sales, right? I'm really anxious about sales calls. I don't know how to put myself out there. I don't know how to get, I don't know what to do on social media. I don't know what to do, when I'm emailing. I don't know what to do when I hear everybody on this podcast. How do I on a podcast? What do I do once I'm on a podcast, right? So I had to really tune into, okay, I see what's going on here. What I'm doing is really cool, but my market doesn't care, right? I'm ending up selling something to the wrong people, right? So once you get your market figured out, make sure that your market are the people that you want to work with, right? And that they are aligned with what it is that you want to do. And then number 2, once that's aligned, we have to look at that other thing, which are your offerings, your revenue streams, right? So if my market is entrepreneurs and they're not buying networking coaching, networking workshops, networking courses, they don't care about that. What do they care about? What will they spend money on, right? And that is the marketing and sales support. Let me show you how to make money. Let me show you how to get customers. And so for yourself, if something isn't working and you know that you're targeting the right market, you're in the right spaces, but they don't care, you have to ask yourself, what is it that they are struggling with and that they want support for? What do they not want to have anymore? And what do they want to have more of? 2 things: problem, solution, frustration, desire, right? Avoiding, needing. You need to understand the 2 things. What do they want to go from bleh into, yeah, what is that they want? And they need to make sure that people will actually pay you for it. Because here's the thing that a lot of folks misunderstand is that, yes, we would all love to have, you know what I mean? We all would love to have super fit, toned bodies 24/7 and be that. No, I'm not saying we would all. There are a lot of people who would love that and want to be like, the next, I don't know, Hercules or Xena or something. And okay, fine. They want that. But will they actually do what's required to get that? A lot of people, most people, no. Right. And so it's the same kind of thing when you think of your business, right? Sure, they want to have a solution that you're selling, but will they actually pay you for it? Maybe, maybe not. And so again, this is that thing of, I could say to somebody like, if you network, you will grow faster. And yes, they want to grow faster, but will they network? No, they won't. Okay, fine. I need to understand what it is that you will do. I need to understand what it is that you are needing right now, right? So we want to think about this concept, and this is kind of common in the world of entrepreneurship and sales, is this idea of sell them what they want. Sell them what they want, give them what they need, right? Or another way of phrasing that is meet your audience where they are. Right? Sell them what they want, give them what they need, meet your audience where they are. So networking is still the number 1 marketing strategy that I teach entrepreneurs, but I don't come in with networking forward, because if I do, I already know they don't want that. The amount of entrepreneurs that don't want to talk about networking, it's wild. But then, of course, once we go through and I show them how to network effectively, right? How to understand networking is just turning strangers into friends, right? Nurturing those relationships. And we start to see how that load of lifting a business is a lot lighter when we have a really awesome network, right? Now, all of a sudden, oh, this really works. This is really fun. I really like this. We can go. But first, I have to sell them on what they want, making more money, right? Learn how to do sales in a way that feels good. Learning how to do marketing in a way that feels good and it's easy, right? So for yourself, when you think of those offerings, those programs, products, services, if you're going, I'm in front of the right people, I have the right market, but they're still not buying, we have to look at, am I selling them something they don't want or won't pay for? Because there's what they don't want and what they won't pay for. And this is where, like when folks are doing market research, you're doing surveys, you're having conversations with people, you're gathering information, you're doing some research, you're doing some meta research, like your meta analysis. I don't know, you're looking at other research that's been done in the past, you're Googling it, maybe you're chat GPTing it. Oh my God, I have a whole story about chat GPT I'll go into later if y'all remind me. Anyway, so like you're doing this market research, you're doing these surveys, whatever, and people are saying, yes, this is a problem. Yes, if you had a solution, I would totally get it. Yes, absolutely. But are they buying? Are they actually buying, right? Because if they're not buying, again, we need to understand that. We need to understand that, and we need to know why. And so one of the ways that you can tell that you're talking about things that people care about, but it's not viable, is they're not actually making the purchase. At the end of the day, they're not making the purchase, or they're making the purchase from somewhere else, right? And so again, that's another piece of the puzzle. When we're looking at, am I offering the wrong things? You have to ask, if people aren't buying it, I might be offering the wrong thing, right? So you got the right market. Now you've figured out what people want, and you're actually selling the things that they want. All right. And maybe people have purchased it. So people are willing to pay for it. So then what's wrong? Well, we got to look at our pricing. It could be our pricing. Maybe we're priced too high. Maybe we're unaffordable. There's this saying that goes around all the time, charge what you're worth and then add tax, right? Charge what you're worth and then add tax. I want y'all to remember that your worth as a human, invaluable. Your worth is invaluable, undeniable. You are worthy of everything. Your worth of your products, programs, and services have a value, right? There's a value that your market expects to pay. And now that range can be huge, right? That could be a huge range, but there's always going to be sort of a minimum and a maximum. Somewhere in there's going to be that, right? And so you have to think about, who is my market? What am I selling? What are they expecting to pay? What is the going value, the going rate of something like this? And you need to operate within that. You can always push the limits of going as high as you can, right? But a lot of times folks are either overpricing themselves, they're pricing themselves out of the market because they've gotten some bad advice from some, I'm not going to name names, but from some online guru who tells you that you should be wealthy beyond your wildest dreams and you got to charge more. And then I see these entrepreneurs who start upping their prices for their programs, products, and services. And all of a sudden they're not getting customers. And then of course that guru then tells you it's because you don't believe in yourself. No, it's because you've priced yourself out of the market. You have to understand the market value of what it is that you do. And there's also such a thing as pricing yourself too low. Right? And so when you're pricing yourself too low, what do you think happens? We give that impression that you're not worth it, right? That you must not be very good at what you do, that this program, product, or service must not be very good. Why is it so cheap, right? So we can do one of two things. We can price ourselves way too high out of the market, and too low, where people don't trust us. They don't believe that what we do is actually good. Right. And this is another thing I've worked on. I remember, ages ago, working with somebody, and they did graphic design work. And they worked for an agency before, and they got like an hourly rate, whatever it was, $25 an hour. I don't know, something like that. They got their hourly rate. And then when they went into their own business, they thought, well, why don't I just up it by $35 an hour? Because I was making $25 an hour before and it was okay. Let me do $35 an hour. Okay. Well, the going rate for a graphic designer is closer to $100 to $150 an hour, right? So when you're charging $35 an hour to an outside organization who might want to hire you, or another business, like a solopreneur who wants to hire you, and you're charging $35 an hour when everyone else is charging $150, what are people going to think, right? They're going to be like, oh, you must not be very good. You must be an amateur. Right? And no, not most likely not, because you've been working for years in the industry. It's just that you don't understand that when you are a business owner, you have expenses and overhead, so you charge a lot more, right? When you were getting paid $25 an hour, what your boss was actually charging you out at to their customers was a lot higher, because they have other expenses that they have to cover, right? Not just your wage. So again, there's this thing that we do where we undercharge, and it really gives the perception that we don't know what we're doing and we're not good at what we do. So if you've got the right market and you've made sales, people are purchasing the thing, but now they're not purchasing, we have to look at, am I pricing too high? Am I pricing too low? And the other thing too, when we talk about this sort of dance between offerings and pricing, products, programs, and services and pricing, if you find that maybe I am charging too high, okay, where can you tweak your offerings to maybe give a little bit less? Right? And I always teach people to have a small, medium, and large in their offerings. Like whatever your core offering is, and I work primarily with service-based businesses, right? Small, medium, and large. What is the easy yes? Easy yes for your customer, easy for you to deliver. What is your medium? This will be the thing that you sell the most, right? And so what is that price point that's a relatively easy yes? You're not getting a lot of people having to really push back or think about it or ask for payment plans or, you know what I mean? Or be like, you know, getting back to you in 6 months, right? Like it's a relatively easy yes. This will be the thing that you deliver the most. So you also want to make sure that it is effective for you as well. You're not going to be burning yourself out, right? And then we have a large, and this is something you're going to sell much less of, much fewer items, fewer things. What's units? There's where I'm looking for. You're going to sell maybe fewer units of it. It may be a little bit more demand on you for delivery, but it's a much higher price point. So that'll be for just a select few, right? So we want that small, medium, and large, and we want to make sure that whatever we're doing, we're matching the price with the market, with the offerings. Can these people afford this? Will these people pay for this, right? One of the things that I do, because I work with a lot of newer entrepreneurs, I like to have multiple price points. I work with two kind of entrepreneurs. The folks who are newer, who are just, like I say, they're kind of in their hot mess era. They're kind of all over the place. They've got all these different puzzle pieces. They don't know what they're doing. And they don't generally have like tons and tons of money at this point. Oh my God, especially if they've been burning through thousands of dollars on these other people's programs and getting nowhere. So for those folks, I have a couple of different options, right? I have my $9 membership. So it's a really low cost, easy way to get in. I'm actually working on a suite of little micro courses where they're just single focused marketing and sales strategies like email marketing, you know, content marketing, public speaking, whatever, where you're taking these little strategies and just quickly whipping up your own strategy and getting out there and implementing it. You know, those will again be a sort of a low ticket price. So it's really financially accessible to the newbie who doesn't have a lot of money. But then I also work a lot with entrepreneurs who do have the money. They are getting traction in their business. And they're like, okay, I'm kind of getting bored. I want to diversify my revenue streams. I want to evolve my business. I want to evolve myself. I want to get out of the day-to-day and move into something cooler, right? And so that I have bigger packages for those folks where they might want to work one-on-one with me. And then we offer something bigger in terms of thought leadership packages and, you know, again, really leaning into content marketing packages. So I really think about my offerings and how I'm pricing them based on who's at what stage, what support are they looking for, what do they need, and how can I meet them where they're at and give them something that's going to move their business forward. So again, for yourself, when you think of your pricing, your packages, and your marketing, your offerings and your pricing, your offerings, and your market. Please, market and marketing are two different things. Market is a noun. It is your customer or client. Marketing is a verb. It's the action that is behind what you're doing to get in front of your market. So you want to think of those three things, right? Pricing, offerings, and market. And you want to make sure it's aligned. Who is my market? What are they wanting? And what is the price that makes sense for them to pay? Right? So now if you're nailing all three of those, you know it because when you're talking to folks, they're jumping all over it. They want it, but you're still not growing as fast as you could be. Then we have to look at your marketing, your ing, your verb. We have to look at the actions that you're doing, right? Because again, your job as an entrepreneur is to be visible. It's to get your brand, your business in front of the people who are looking for you already with money in hand. And so if the actions you're doing are not putting you in front of the right people, right? Or it's not clear what you do because your messaging, your actual messaging, branding, all those pieces are not together and cohesive. People don't know what you do. They don't understand it. Then it doesn't matter how amazing you are at what you do. It doesn't matter how amazing your offerings are. If people do not know what you do, don't get it, they don't know you exist, all that is moot. It does not matter. So that's the fourth thing we have to look at, my marketing. What does my website say? What do my socials say? How do I talk on my sales pages? How do I talk about things when I'm meeting people and networking and I'm speaking on podcasts, right? When I'm making content, when I'm out there actually getting my brand out there in front of the right people, am I saying the things that they need to hear? And is the action I'm taking getting me in front of the right people to begin with? So when we come back to the market, right, number one, we have to go, who are the people who are looking for me right now with money in hand? And when I say money in hand, I'm just more or less referring to the buying stage that they're at, the stage of the journey they're at. You know, that buying journey, it really goes, I phrase it as the stranger to happy paying customer journey. That's the language I use in my world. So it's going from stranger to, hey, I exist, to this is what I do, to where are you at? Is it something that you want? Into that sort of educational trust building, trust building into the making a purchase. So it's sort of this multi-step journey that that your customers are going to take. And so when I say things like they're ready, they're looking for you with money in hand, what I mean is they're kind of at that stage of the buying journey. But of course, you're going to be meeting people at all stages of the buying journey. When you're, let's say, I don't know, you're speaking from a stage somewhere, you're being featured as a speaker for your area of expertise and you're sharing your wisdom and your brilliance, right? There were people in that audience who are at the stranger stage, as in they don't know you, they've never heard of you, they didn't even know someone as magical as you existed, and they're going to do things like get on your email list, follow you on social, start to consume your YouTube videos, right? They're going to start to get to know you. Depending on if you sell through funnels or through sales calls, they'll either book a call with you or at some point they'll enter one of your sales funnels, right? And this whole journey begins. But then you're going to get somebody who is like, I know you, I've been following you, oh my gosh, seeing you live in person and talking, this was amazing, right? I want whatever you're selling, sign me the heck up. I am in love with everything that you do. Well, it's going to, now they're further along that journey, right? And again, it's bringing them to that sales call or getting them into that sales funnel, letting the funnel do its job. You're also going to get people who will say, I had somebody else refer me to you, like they or refer you to me. Like they told me I need to reach out to you. I need to connect with you. I need to come hear you speak, right? I can see why. You're amazing. Let's talk, right? So you're going to get people, and then you're going to get people who are at the stranger, like they're still a stranger, but they're ready to go. Like they're like, I have been looking for someone like you. This is like such a synchronistic. What a coincidence. This is such a coincidence that I found you. I've been looking for someone like you. Here's my credit card, right? And so again, you're going to get these people at different stages of the journey. And this is why we talk a lot about these. And I want to talk about those in a second, the 4 fast and free revenue generating activities. We're going to talk about that in a second. But this is why we want to make sure that we have all of these pieces together. So when someone finds you, it's very easy for them to make a purchase from you. Okay. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Actually, let's talk about that right now. So we have the right market. We have the right offering. We have the right pricing. We have the right marketing, the activities, and the message about they're excited, right? Then the last thing is sales, the sales flow, the sales process, the sales funnels. If you are doing all of these amazing things and still no one's purchasing, it could be that you're accidentally blocking your own sale because you don't have a clear sales process, right? You don't have a process that takes them from stranger to customer, right? And so I say this a lot to entrepreneurs, like your number one job as a business owner is to figure out your sales process, is to understand that journey that your customer takes. Literally nothing else matters. I don't care how many YouTube videos you have. I don't care how many followers you have on Instagram. I don't care how many podcast downloads. I don't care how many email subscribers. If you don't know the journey that strangers take to become a customer, that is the only thing that you need to know. If you don't know that, how are you going to facilitate the sale? And so again, this is where a lot of entrepreneurs completely are so broken down in their strategies because they have no idea. Like I'll say to somebody, okay, make a list of all the things that you do that work to get new customers. And they'll start spouting stuff off. You know, I post on Instagram. I have a Facebook group. I go networking. I go on podcasts. I have a YouTube channel. They're spouting all this. And I go, okay, but you missed what I said. That works to convert new customers. It works to get new customers. And they go, oh, I don't actually know. There we go. Right away. I know that's broken. That's broken. You need to know that, right? And I think that if you're somebody who has gotten customers before, if you just spend some time thinking about that, you will figure it out. You will go, okay, actually they come in through here and then they take this action and then I do this and they take action and then this happens and then we do that and then they're their customer, right? So you need to know that journey, and you're going to have multiple journeys because the person who's referred to you, what's that journey look like? The person who meets you at a networking event, what's that journey look like? The person who hears you on a podcast, what's that journey look like? Right? The person who signs up for your lead magnet, the person who follows you on YouTube, the person who comes on Instagram. Like you're going to have all these little journeys, and there's going to be a lot of overlap. There'll be a lot of similarities, but there's going to be these little slight differences. So we need to know that. And in your business, you're going to have you'll probably have like 10 different journeys, maybe like 8 different journeys, you know, probably 8. I'm going to go with 8. I don't know why that number feels right. You'll probably have 8 different customer journeys, right? There'll be referrals, there'll be networking, there'll be speaking. There's going to be all these different journeys that people come in. So your job is to figure out what each of those journeys look like, because that is how you make money. When you know what works, when you know the journey your customer travels, now you know how to go and be in the right place at the right time and pull people into your world and take them through that journey, right? And again, that journey can be whether you do it, like if you do your own sales and you have sales calls, or you use sales funnels, use online tools. Okay. By the way, if you are a new business owner, I do not recommend only doing funnels. If you are a new business owner, you need to be up close and personal with your market. You need to be having sales calls, having meetings. You need to get to know them. That is how you are able to convert with a funnel. You have to understand things like on like social media posts, YouTube videos, podcasts, email marketing, sales funnels. The reason that those work is because you know your market, you know your audience, you know that journey that they take. So you can replicate that journey without you being involved. But that requires you knowing it first. So don't avoid. And I know, oh gosh, I know there's so many people out there that are like, oh, you can make a course and make millions of dollars off of a course, even if you have no email list and you've never sold anything in your life and you don't even have a single client. Has anyone else figured out yet that that is not true? Or, you can make a course, and I know those programs, they'll help you make a course, sure. But how do you know that market, offering, price, marketing, and messaging, like how do you know any of that's accurate? You don't, you're guessing, right? Oh, you can make a membership even if you've never XYZ. No. So many entrepreneurs, they want to short, and I'm talking specifically to service-based entrepreneurs again. They want a shortcut. They want to skip all that. And there's people out there that will happily take you money by selling you that fantasy. And I know I'm being a little bit ranty right now, but they'll take your money. They will. Oh, I'm just going to go hire a marketing company. I'm not going to do sales. I'm going to hire they will take your money. But if you don't know your market backwards and forwards, you're not in their head, you're not saying what they're thinking without them saying it to you, right? You're going to not have a good time with your funnels and your courses and your member. You're not going to have a good time. It's not going to be good because it's just not, I don't know how to say this. It's just not good quality. It's not messaging that's landing. It's not branding and marketing and sales funnels that's landing, right? And so I just want to point out, if that is you and you did get stuck in that trap, you bought into those people that are selling you all these things and you did the thing and it's not working, I want you to understand that's not you, right? That's not a you thing. That's unethical. That's an unethical business practice. And we see that a lot in the world of online business, right? Especially from the big guys. It's not you. And yes, I know they're going to want to say to you, well, the system is there. Did you follow the system? Well, then you must not have believed in yourself, right? It's a mindset thing. They're going to want to tell you that. How many times do we hear it's because you don't have a good mindset? No, it's because you're doing things you're at the wrong stage of business, right? People that get into things like building up memberships, building up courses, building all these kinds of things, these are advanced. These are for advanced entrepreneurs who are through the one-to-one stage, who are through the market research and figuring out stage. And that market research stage is going to be at least 3 years. Market research isn't just what you do before you start a business. That's the first 3 years of your business, right? Okay, so I've been talking a whole lot. So the 5 things, again, if something isn't working in your business, we have to look at one of these 5 things. It's either the wrong market, the wrong offerings, people don't care, they're not going to pay for it, the wrong pricing, too high or too low, right? The wrong marketing and messaging. So the activities you're doing and the way that you're putting yourself out there is not aligning. You're talking about things people don't care about. You're positioning yourself in a way that doesn't matter to people. And if all that's working and you're still not making money, then it's your sales process. Your sales flow is out. You do not understand your sales journey. And so then you cannot replicate it over and over again. So once you get that stuff worked out, once you have all 5 of those pieces figured out, you know it's working because you're talking to people, they're lighting up, they're getting excited, they're making a purchase, right? You can feel it. You feel it when things are clicking. The puzzle piece makes sense to you. You go out and you do these activities and everything is flowing. Okay, great. Now we get into our 4 fast and free revenue generating activities, right? So the 4 fast and free revenue generating activities are networking, public speaking, community building, and content marketing. So when we're networking, we really want to be thinking about, okay, I need to be networking with these 4 types of people. I need to meet, obviously, I want to be networking with my potential customers and my clients, right? I want to be building these relationships and getting on a sales call, right? The other thing is public speaking. We want to be getting into other people's audiences, podcasts, workshops, stages, panels, YouTube live, summits, whatever. You want to get yourself into other people's audiences. Number 3, you want to be doing Number 3, you want to be doing community building. All right. So this is where we take the whole entirety of the world and bring them into our own world. You can do a lot of community building through email, but generally I like to have some sort of live component, whether we meet once a month for live, we have some sort of group or forum or something where people can talk. This is your chance to you want to get the back and forth, because that's where all this vital market research comes from. It's also where you get a chance to establish yourself as a subject matter expert, a thought leader. You get to test out ideas and content and pre-sell course. Like, you get to do all this stuff in your own micro market. So it stops you from having to market to the entirety of the internet or the entirety of the world. And instead you have a market that you can market to right here. Okay. So then once we do community building, we want to look at content marketing. So that includes email, social media, and SEO content like YouTube, podcast, blog, okay? Things that are Googleable, all right? So we want to think about how we're using all 4 of these strategies, which shouldn't cost anything. Maybe if you're in the content marketing game, you might pay a little bit, like podcast hosting fees and things like that. But generally speaking, these are things that work quickly and don't cost anything, as long as you're thinking about it strategically. You need to make sure that you're doing these things strategically. You need to be thinking about, who am I looking for? Where will I connect with them? Why are we connecting? Right? How am I going to talk about what I do? How am I going to talk about like, what am I going to talk about in general? Right? And then what is my call to action? What is my call to action? What is my CTA? How am I moving them into now my sales process? Right? So we need to think that way. And then we need to make sure that there is a sales process attached. What is that journey? So all of this to say, because I've just been talking for a million hours, these are the things that I want you to consider when you are starting your business and you're working your butt off and you're not making money. These are the things that you need to consider. Okay. So I think I might end our call here because I don't have anybody coming on live. I see people pop on, off. And so unfortunately, nobody's here. Actually, I shouldn't even say unfortunately. Fortunately, no one's here, because hopefully you're all out there enjoying the sunshine. I know I'm going to enjoy it in just a moment. So thank you very much for hanging out with me today. And if you want to connect, what can we do? We can do Instagram. Let me go to Instagram. There we go. You can come connect with me on Instagram. And other than that, have an amazing, amazing sunshiny Friday, and we'll talk to you all soon. Okay, bye for now.